Hi guys, John here. For those of you who know me, I'm alive and well. For those of you who don't, I appreciate you joining me today. So I have some Wet Shave Products brand items that I'm going to be doing a review of today, but despite their name, it's actually going to be some beard stuff. I have an oil, I have a balm, and there's also a bar soap that I got for head and beard. I'll do a review of that a little bit later on, but don't worry, that bar's in the shower. You guys aren't going to have to suffer through that kind of footage. So before I get into it, I'm not sponsored by Wet Shave Products, so any ass kissing is going to be purely out of honesty. And if you see me looking down, I'm following a script that I wrote. Bear with me on the audio and the video. This thing's old enough to be in a museum. So let's get started. So first up, I have the Wet Shave Products Beard Oil. It, like the beard balm that I have, is in the scent of Gaelic Tweed, which is Wet Shave Products' take on Creed's Green Irish Tweed. Not to be confused with the band that nobody likes, but it is really an expensive cologne if you guys care to Google it. The smell on this is, I would say, green, very fresh, a little cologne-y. It kind of makes me think of an Irish countryside full of really well-dressed gentlemen. Poetic, I know. Having purchased the soap, though, the shaving soap before, of the same scent, I kind of knew what I was getting into, but let's get into the ingredients. So this has jojoba oil. I know a lot of people say it jojoba oil. I was recently corrected. Avocado oil, apricot kernel oil, grapeseed oil, and then the Gaelic Tweed fragrance. So, as most of you guys know, this stuff is pretty much designed to give you that nice luster, help strengthen your beard. I mean, you guys know the drill. It certainly is how it makes it getting a comb through it a lot easier, I'll tell you that much. It should be noted, though, I'm going to open this back up, this does not have like a dropper or a restrictor cap on it. So what you can do, you can pour it out and risk wasting it, or there's something called the 3-pad method, so 3 finger pads. It's a technique I recently learned from a guy on YouTube. His name's George Bruno. His channel name is Gray Bailey. You should check him out. He knows a whole bunch of stuff. He's got a ton of videos. Pretty interesting, pretty entertaining. So, in addition to that method being better, it's probably going to help make that beard oil last a little bit longer too. Let's see. So, beard balm. Let's tame this thing down. You got it all oiled up. Pro tip though, be sure that you get this thing loosened before you do the oil. I had this loosened for filming purposes, but if you put the oil on first and then you try to go after the balm, you're going to have a bad time. I mean, this thing will shoot out of your hands. So let me switch over real quick because these things are handmade, hand-assembled, whatever you want to call it. So as a result, my ingredient sticker is cut off a little bit, but it has shea butter, beeswax, that jojoba oil again, avocado oil, apricot kernel oil, grapeseed oil, and that fragrance. So it's pretty similar. However, the smell, although you'd expect it to be the same, and it is the same, there's a little something on the back end of this. I'm thinking it's just maybe the beeswax or, you know, the composition of everything for the balm. It's nothing I would really worry about, though. It's negligible. Don't let it scare you away. So, obviously, as you guys know, scoop out about a thumbnail size, rub it in, apply it. You people are adults now. But it's the kind of thing where you can discern the difference between being well-dressed, well-put together, and I record myself mumbling in the forest wearing a tinfoil hat in the woods. But I'm not your legal guardian. If that's the look you're going for, do it. So, you know, work it through with your hands. use a comb. I prefer wood, although I'm needing to get into some really wider tooth stuff in case you can't tell. So let's go on to the shampoo and soap. So as I mentioned earlier, it's used in the shower, pretty self-explanatory stuff. Again, don't worry, we're not going to film this, so you don't need to run out of your house screaming for eye bleach. The neighbors are going to talk if you do. Now that is going to be, it's roughly a 4.5 ounce bar. It's pretty dense, so long as you keep it away from any kind of shower water that just drips down, it should last you a pretty long time. And the smell is, it's supposed to be a kind of, I guess, tea tree sort of smell. I liken it to like a clean mechanics shop. That might seem a little weird, don't let it scare you away. It's not a bad smell, and really, if you start, top down, by the time you're out of the shower, you're not going to really notice it. So the cleaning power of this stuff it's pretty strong. I had a feeling of dryness, but it was really just a feeling because after I'd gotten out of the shower, I'm not dry, my skin's not dry, my beard feels soft. But let me just go off on a little tangent here. I'm alternating it with some other stuff, so I've been using it like, a couple times a week, every other day, so I don't know how it'll affect you if you use it on the day-to-day, but again, you guys are old enough to know if you got any problems, stop using it for a while or alternate it out. And definitely don't get it in your eyes. I know this is something you probably learned since you were a kid, but this stuff is really painful. I learned that lesson the hard way. I made the mistake so you guys don't have to. But it should also be noted, sorry, I'm using the script. It should also be noted if you guys have oily skin, if any of you guys have oily skin, it really will knock that right out. So I would recommend picking it up. So that's pretty much all I have on the matter. Both the balm and the oil. They smell good. They perform well for me. I've been using them for probably 3 weeks to a month now. Oh, and before I forget, I just remembered this. None of their stuff is tested on animals, just a little side note, so if that's your kind of thing, solid. But yeah, balm's good, oil's good. As for the soap, use it once or twice a week, every other day. Any more than that, you might get dried out, but I haven't noticed anything. If you notice anything, be smart, stop using it. So stay tuned for the next time I find something worth reviewing. You can't find me on social media, but like, subscribe. It's good spending time with you guys. Thank you.